So dit graad 8, hier is ons by les 35, ons is nog steeds in die meetkunde besig, we're still in geometry, we're going along well. Onthou mense, jy het hierdie video's, jy kan altyd teruggaan en gaan kyk na die vorige video's, veral as jy nou gaan weer vir 'n toetsie vir volgende week, die 17de, onthou nou, jy is besig om hersiening te doen, jy kan altyd teruggaan dat jy weer vir op die video verduidelik hoe daai goeders te kan doen. You can always go back to these videos for next week's test on the 17th, that you can go and revise these equations. Onthou mense, jy moet elke dag werk. Mathematics is not just once a week, it's everyday work. That's why I give you a video every day. Onthou dit mense, jy kan nie met wiskunde so een keer in 'n blue moon gaan werk nie. You need to work every day. Hierdie goed is vir jou crucially belangrik en al kom jy terug en ons doen 'n bietjie hersiening oor hierdie goed. Dis nie genoeg nie. You need to do lots more than what we've done in class together. You cannot do nothing and come back and think everything's going to be okay. We need to be working all the time. Okay, so a little bit of a preaching there. Jy moet besef, jy moet werk. Hierdie goed gaan nie van self tot jou kom nie. Jy gaan op 'n manier hier kom sit en dit gaan net aan jou gegee word nie. Jy moet werk, jy moet leer, jy moet oefen. You have to do some work. You can't just sit there and somebody does all the work for you. Jy moet oefen. You have to practice. Okay. Let's have a look at this geometry. We're busy building a little geometry toolbox. Jy maak vir jou meetkunde, kom ons praat 'n bietjie Afrikaans, 'n werkskas bymekaar, die toolbox werk baie beter. And if you see a sketch like this, what comes up to your mind? You see triangle. Nou in 'n driehoek is daar al drie goed wat jy moet weet. Binnehoek is 180, buitehoek is gelyk aan die oorstaande binnehoek, en dan as dit 'n gelykbenige driehoek is, hoeke teenoor gelyke sye. So there's three things that you must know about a triangle so far. The interior angles add up to 180. If there's an exterior angle, it's equal to the opposite interior ones, the sum of them. And if it's an isosceles triangle, angles opposite equal sides. Maar luister nou mooi na my woorde. As dit 'n buitehoek het, as dit gelykbenige driehoek is. My words are, if there's an exterior angle, if it's isosceles. So in hierdie ene is dit nie isosceles nie. This is not the gelykbenige driehoek. Jy kan nie hier met dit werk nie, so jy kan nie daai toolbox gebruik nie. But there's an exterior angle. Daar's 'n buitehoek wat jy daar kan gebruik. Jy sou dalk eers begin het om te sê, kan ek nie die binnehoeke bymekaar tel nie. Now I don't have two of them, so it's no use I'm going to try and do that. Maar as ek dan wil gebruik maak van die feit van buitehoeke, kan ek weet dat daai 120 grade is dan gelyk aan die oorstaande binnehoeke, the opposite interior ones. 40 and something must give me 120. En wat is dan nou daai something? Dit moet dan 80 wees. Is dit die enigste metode? I'm going to ask this all the time. Is that the only method? No. Another method was straight line. If you're just looking at straight lines, there's a straight line. Bits of this whole sketch is a straight line. So you can say 120 and 60 gives me a straight line. You could have started there. So die idee wat jy wil hê jy moet kry is, niks is ooit presies dieselfde vir al die kinders nie. You do it from a different angle and I do it from a different side of the sum, and we both get to the correct answers. Maar jou stappe en my stappe gaan verskil. My rede gaan buitehoek van 'n driehoek wees. My reason will be exterior angle of a triangle if I did what I just did. If you start here, your first one would be y. You get it to get 60 because of a straight line. Goed, so kom as ek nou sê, my technique would have been, then I would say x is equal to 80, and you can just give me the answer. Your reason tells me what you did. Jou rede sê vir my, jy het buitehoek van 'n driehoek gekry. Exterior angle of a triangle. That's what I used. You don't have to. En as ek dit dan gekry het, hoe sal ek nou vir eie kry? Then I again have a choice. If I first got the 80, then I've got a choice for some of the interior angles of a triangle. Binnehoek is saam 180, of nog steeds reguit lyn. It still has to be a straight line, and the stuff has to line up. I can't get a different answer with some of the angles and a different answer with a straight line. of ek die regte lyn gebruik en as ek nou die binnehoeke van 'n driehoek gebruik, hierdie gaan 60 wees. This adds up to 120, so I'm short 60 for the sum of the angles of a triangle. So if I say y is 60 because of the sum of the angles of a triangle that add up to 180, hoeke. So the only thing in Afrikaans is this hoeke van 'n driehoek is 180 grade. Sum of the angles of a triangle add up to 180, or the sum is 180. Daar's verskillende maniere wat jy dit kan skryf, maar ek moet die weet dat jy weet dat die binnehoeke van 'n driehoek is 180 grade. So I've got y. So now I'm checking, okay? I've already got x and I've got y. I still need m. Wat wil juffrou hierso toets? What is teacher trying to test here? That you know that they are what angles? If two lines intersect, those two angles are called vertically opposite angles. En as twee lyne so met mekaar sny, is die hoeke teenoor die regoorstaande hoeke gelyk aan mekaar. The vertically opposite angles are equal. At that corner point, that vertex, the vertically opposite angles are equal. So m is the same as x, which was 80. Nou as jy nie daar x daar ingeskryf het, is ook nie verkeerd nie. If you didn't write m is equal to x is equal to 80, just said m is 80, your reason says vertically opposite angles are equal. Regoorstaande hoeke is gelyk. Let wel, ek het al 'n paar keer gesê, regoorstaande, teenoorstaande, oorstaande nie dieselfde ding nie. Regoorstaande is hier, maar teenoorstaande is soos binne in 'n parallelogram. Staan nie by mekaar nie, maar teenoor mekaar. Opposite angles is like in a parallelogram, the opposite angles. But vertically opposite is here by each other, by a vertex. Maak seker jy gebruik dit nie verkeerd nie. So how many marks could I give you for this sum? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nou dink 'n bietjie mooi daaroor, was dit verskriklike moeilike goed hier gewees? No, it's not so difficult. You can get easy marks, but you can easily lose it. Because if you didn't write any reasons, you got half the marks. As jy geen rede gee nie, kry jy die helfte van die punte. So maak seker jy gee 'n rede vir elke ding. Question 2. I've still got to try and find, but now this time I loaded it. It's x and angle A and angle B and angle C. So we start off and say, straight line, revolution, Why would I go there? It's not there. So apply what you're seeing. Ek sien driehoeke, I'm seeing triangles. So again, sum of the interior angles 180. Exterior angle, buitehoek? Daar's nie 'n buitehoek nie. There's no exterior angle. If I did this, is that a buitehoek? Is that an exterior angle? No. It's only an exterior angle if I take one of the sides and extend it longer or longer. As jy die een van die sye verleng, dan maak dit 'n buitehoek. Dis nie sommer net 'n hoek omdat hy hier buite sit en hy so skeef getrek nie. Okay, so exterior angle is nie daar nie. So van jou driehoekstellings wat sê binnehoeke van 'n driehoek mag dalk moontlik wees, but interior angles, I don't know what this one is. But what's the last thing that you should be looking for? Is an isosceles triangle. If you have an isosceles triangle, what do you know? Equal sides. So they must be equal angles. Opposite this side, so that must be x. Toe jy sien dis 'n gelykbenige driehoek, moet jy weet, maar die hoekies wat teenoor die gelyke sye sit moet gelyk aan mekaar wees. So dis hoekom as hy x is, moet hy ook x wees. So, hoekom is daai dan so? Do I need to tell the teacher marking my sum that I knew that? Yes, you must tell me that angle B was x. And if you want to say angle B and angle A are equal to each other, it's fine. Or just tell me, there's a reason why you said that. That's why you've got to tell me. Dat daai is B, wat dis hoeke teenoor gelyke sye. Jy nou begin agterkom, daar's 'n verskil tussen sye teenoor gelyke hoeke en hoeke teenoor gelyke sye. Hoekom is hierdie hoeke gelyk? Want dis hoeke teenoor gelyke sye. Why are these angles equal? Because it's angles opposite equal sides that are equal to each Reg. Want dis belangrik. En nou het ek nog 'n feit. Now I've got another fact that I can use. Namely that all those angles together is 180. Jy moet binne ook by mekaar tel 180 kry. So hoe gaan ek dit skryf? X plus 3x min 20 is 180. Because I know I've got to add them all together and get 180. For knowing you must add and get 180 as a mark. En jou rede is, hoeke van 'n driehoek is 180 grade of angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Dis 2 punte werd. Right. Now again, algebra, equation, vergelyking waaroor jy volgende week 'n toetsie skryf. In 'n vergelyking, wat moet ek doen? Wat is er om te doen? Every sum is different. You've got to know the technique. So what must I do? Firstly, these are like terms, so I can add them. Ek kan hierdie gelyksoortige terme bymekaar tel deur hulle wat op te tel? Die koëffisiënte 1 en 1 en 3. I add the like terms by adding the coefficients. 1 plus 3 is 5x. Nou kan ek nog steeds daai minus 20 hier los. Gelyk aan 180 grade. En ek het dit nou 80 keer gesê. There's many different ways of doing this. So you could have already taken this the 20 across to the other side. So nou gaan ek hê 5x is gelyk aan. Nou as jy dit nie wil wys nie, dan hoef jy nie. Oopsie, what happened? I didn't show my step. My step that says either it goes across and becomes a plus, if you want to know it that way, or plus on the left, plus on the right. Whether you show it or not, that's where you get your 200 from. En dan hoe gaan ek vir x alleen kry? X se antwoord is 40. Wow, how so fast, how so quick? Want dit is gedeel deur 5, gedeel deur 5. You don't have to show it and it goes quite quick, but you don't have to show it. You can say x is equal to 40. But what are you doing all the time? What you do on the left, you do on the right. Wat ek aan die linkerkant doen, doen ek ook aan die regterkant. Dis 'n beginsel. Daai groen goed is nie altyd punte werd nie, maar dis 'n beginsel wat jou die somme laat reg doen. It's a principle that makes you do the sum right. If you know what you do on the left, you do on the right. Am I finished with the sum? No, I didn't answer all the questions. I've got x. I forgot to show here. After I got in, yes, I've got in. Maak seker jy het elke vraagie geantwoord. So as ek nou gaan kyk om vir x hier te gaan bepaal, dan is ek happy. Maar as jy nou hier stop, is jy nie klaar met jou som nie. If you stop here, you're losing marks because you didn't read. I don't just want x, I want a and b and c as well. So hoe gaan ek by a en b en c uitkom? How will I get to that a and b and c? Guys, I know what they are because I know that this is x. So in other words, A and B, angle A and angle B, is the same. It's x, and x is 40. Is there a reason? Definitely a reason daarvoor te gee nou is met albei x en x is 40. There's no reason for that. They are x and x is 40. That's it. So I've got A and B. But how will I get C and angle C? Now if you just give me the answer, it's okay. Maar as hy reg is. If your answer is correct and you just give me the answer, it's fine. But I think it's better to rather show me 3x minus 20 is 3 times. What's hierdie proses? What is this process? Substitutie. So I'm substituting the x with 40. En dan kry ek 120 minus 20 wat 100 is. Now I want to say again, if you just say to me that C is 100, full marks. Hoekom kon jy dit ook gekry? Because after I found out that they are both 40, I didn't even have to do the substitution. Kry jy die idee wat jy vir wil hê jy moet besef? Daar's soveel alternatiewe. There are many alternatives. Because I didn't have to do this. I could have just said C is 100 because of the sum of the interior angles. As ek weet albei is 40, kan ek dadelik sê hy moet 100 wees want dit is binnehoeke van 'n driehoek. Dadelik. Dan het ek nie dit gedoen nie. And it's fine. You just said C is 100 because of the interior angles of a triangle. Do you get the idea that we're not going to do the sums exactly the same, each of us? Vraag nommer 3. Waaroor gaan dit? Triangles. Nee, daar's nie reg driehoeke nie. Wat wil jy nou met 'n driehoek gaan maak? So everything is not in every sum. There's no triangle, no isosceles triangle, no sum of the angles, no exterior angle. What is this thing about? There's a point and there's angles all the way around. So they add up to 360. Dis alhoewel die som gaan. Tel op na 360 toe because it's a revolution. Omdat dit 'n omwenteling is, gaan jy wat vir my sê? Because it's a revolution, what are you going to tell me? Tel dit by mekaar en sê dis gelyk aan 360. Add that together and say it's 360. That's what you get your mark for. So where do you start adding? Dit maak nie saak nie. You want to say 5x plus 20 first, or 2x minus 80 first, or x first, it doesn't matter. Maar jy moet net sorg dat jy al drie het. All of that's got to be there. If it's this, it doesn't matter the order. They've got to be there. Nou tel ek weer by mekaar. Let's add all the like terms. Tel die gelyksoortige terme op. Dit bly dieselfde wiskunde reëls. Daai reëls gaan nooit verander nie. As jy optel, tel jy gelyksoortige terme by mekaar. Why are they like terms? Because they have the same variable. So you add the coefficient 1 and 2 and 5 is 8. Jy tel die koëffisiënte 5 plus 2 plus 1 is 8x op. Dan gaan ek nou paar goed wat jy weer kan doen. It varies from person to person. I would maybe add them together and get minus 60. Want 20 minus 80 is minus 60. And still keep the equal and still keep the 360. Hoe gaan ek nou ontslaa raak? Remember, I'm looking for x. So I need to get rid of the times and the minus. Wat moet ek eerste van ontslaa raak? Die minus 60 deur te plus met 60. So if you want to do that plus 60 immediately in your head, that's perfect. Perfect. So, but you can show me plus, and show me how you got the full 20. It stays the same principle forever. En as jy nou vir 8 ontslae wil raak, hoe gaan jy dit reg kry? Jy gaan deel deur 8. You divide by 8. And now it's necessary for you to go and double check yourself. And now, if you don't know your timetables, you still have your calculator to tell me what is 42 divided by 8. Which is what? It doesn't go in exactly. Okay? It doesn't go in exactly. So that's fine. As jy sê 420 divided by 8, dan kry jy 'n breek. Juffrou, daar's 'n breek, man. Yes. Who said that degrees can only be whole numbers? The answer is 52,5 degrees. 52 and a half. And if you want to write 52.5 degrees, that's fine. And your calculator very often tells you that it's 105 over 2. And all of those answers are acceptable. Ek dink dit maak meer sin om te sê 52,5 grade. Half gebruik ons nie altyd breek as dit nie nodig is nie. Daai is net weird. But all of these are correct. This is the way your calculator gives it. Then you say SD to get it to decimals. And you can even write the comma 5 as a half degree. En moet die grade daarby wees. Do I have to write the degrees? No. Man is never going to give you a negative mark or subtract a mark if you don't have the degrees there. And if you want to write them, you write them. That's fine. Good. Okay, now it's fun. Nou is dit fun in wiskunde. Nou, die woordjie fun word gebruik deur baie onderwysers. Ek gaan net die een keer vir jou wys en ek wil meer konsentreer op die feit van wat jy eintlik mee besig. I'm going to show you this fun, but then I'm going to concentrate on what we're really busy with. Lots of teachers like to use that fun, but some kids know something about fun, but they just know it's fun, and they don't know what's going on there. We are going to be busy with parallel lines. Jy gaan nou met ewewydige lyne werk. Eerste ding is, wat is ewewydig? What does parallel mean? Parallel is like train tracks. The train tracks don't go like this because then something's going to happen and the train's not going to work there. A train se spore is heeltyd ewewydig, maar dit maak nie saak of dit so lê en of dit so lê en of dit so lê, it doesn't matter, but they've got to be parallel. The sign for being parallel is that you do this, little arrows. Not equals like that, that means equals, where this means parallel. And sometimes, if there's a lot in one sketch, we can make it 2 little parallel arrows, or even 3 if you want, depending on how many there are. Normally, if there's just one pair, we just show 1 little arrow. If it's more in one sketch, that there's just not 1 pair, but 2 pairs of parallel lines in one sketch, because it's going to get crazy, it's going to get a lot, daar gaan baie van hulle op mekaar begin wees. En dan kan jy, in plaas van dat jy allemaal met een, jy kan nie allemaal met een werk nie, because remember, the same symbol is for the same thing. So daar is die 2 lyne wat evenwydig is aan mekaar. So if I, for instance, had parallel lines like that, and I draw another 2 parallel lines like that, then I can't do that. Jy kan nie dieselfde noem nie. So een van die pare gaan met 2 gemerk wees. So they are parallel, en hulle is ook dan ewenwydig. En jy mag maar in Afrikaans praat van parallel. Parallel is Afrikaans ewenwydig, maak nie saak nie. So parallel maak nie saak nie. So that's one of the things. I have to tell you that they are parallel for a start, or you've got to deduct that they are. So dieselfde hier. Jy gaan ook vir jou sê, and it doesn't matter where those little arrows are, it can be right in the center, but I need to show you something now, that's why I'm putting it a little bit away. So dis die eerste ding. Hoe wys ek dis parallel? Met pyltjies. Little arrows shows parallel. Now, if lines are parallel, something's going to happen. You are going to get connections. I'm making your toolbox bigger. If you haven't done this before in your life, I'm making your toolbox bigger. Hier word jou toolbox nou weer bietjie groter. Hier is nie driehoeke nie. Hier is nog steeds lyne, so jy kan nog steeds 'n reguit lyn kry wat 180 grade is. Reg oorstaande hoeke kry, you can still get straight line and vertically opposite angles, all that's still there, but there's no triangle here. But can I put a triangle in there? Yes. I could have made maybe that, so that there's a triangle. So kan ons al die goed bymekaar gooi, yes. But to start, let's just take it easy. So I'm going to show you 3 things. The F and the U and the N stand for 3 things. Daar's 3 goed wat ek vir jou wil wys met F en E en vir fun. So as ek dit vir jou so gaan trek met kleur en doen dit so in jou boek ook, so that you can see those 2 angles will be equal. Do you see the F? Ek gaan dit definitief nie elke keer vir jou so teken nie. I want to show it to you once like this. I'm not going to do it all the time, but can you see the F? Those are called corresponding. Dis hierdie eerste ene, dis ooreenkomstige hoeke, corresponding angles. We're going to get 3 of them. Corresponding angles will be the F part. I'm going to go through them quickly because then I'm going to actually explain to you. Let's maybe do the corresponding one first. So I'm going to do 3 like this. 1, 2, 3. Nommer 1 is, jy kry as jy 2 lyne het wat ewenwydig is, dan sal die pare ooreenkomstige hoeke gelyk wees. Nou ooreenkomstig beteken hulle kom ooreen. Nou jy moet nou eers vir juffrou volg dat jy my kan vind vandag. Ooreenkomstig beteken hulle kom ooreen. Nou luister hoe ek dit vir jou wil verduidelik. I'm going to get to the English just now. As ek hier bo by hierdie punt staan, dan kan ek praat van regs bo, regs onder, links onder, links bo. Vang jy? Links bo, links onder, regs bo. En as ek dan by hierdie maatjie kom staan, dan ek wil hierdie connection tussen daai 2 punte hê. Gaan hier weer links bo, links onder, regs bo wees. If I stand at this point, I'm going to talk about left top, left bottom, right bottom, right top. I'm going to go to this vertex here, left top, left bottom, right bottom, right top. Then, we're at school, so that was unfortunate dat die klok so moet wy, maar dis nou skool daai. Dit verlang jy seker terug skool toe, nee. You are longing for school when you hear the clock, the bell go. So, if I want to talk about right bottom, kyk bietjie nou hierso, hier is dit regs onder. Regs onder. Waar is ek hier ook? Regs onder. So die goed wat op dieselfde plekke sit, regs onder gaan gelyk wees. Left top will be equal. Left bottom will be equal. right top will be equal. Right bottom will be equal. Dit klink nou verskriklik, maar jy moet daai idee begin kry. Dat as ek praat van 'n plek, sê nou ons sien, dan is dit linksbo. Regs onder, links onder. Top right. Right bottom. Left bottom. Kry jy daai idee? So every time I'm going to talk about right top, left bottom, right bottom. Sien jy waaroor jy gaan? Links voor, links onder, regs voor, regs onder. Want nou sê ek vir jou, as hulle ooreenkomstig is, dan kom hulle ooreen. Hulle sit op dieselfde plek. Linksbo is linksbo, regsbo is regsbo. So if they correspond, it means left top, they correspond in their positions. They are in exactly the same position. It takes a while to explain this to you and listen to it again. So now this means if it's right bottom, that's where the F part comes in. So if we have a look at that over here, then I will tell you that B1 will be equal to which one? Regs onder sal gelyk wees aan. It must be A3. But only if the teacher told me that these were parallel lines. Because if it's any lines, then this doesn't mean anything. Dit moet evenwydig wees wat dit nie is nie. It has to be parallel. So this is crucial, and teachers sometimes slip up in that. They don't always show the arrows when they should. It's a mistake. So we try not to make mistakes, but that's a common error. We have to tell you that they are parallel, then you know that B1 will be equal to A3. Kom ons vat nog een. So let's make it A1. What will A1 be equal to? So nou juffrou gaan vir jou daai ingee vir jou vra wat is daai? Vul dit in for me. So as ek sê A1 gaan dit dan gelyk wees aan. Waar is ek? Links bo. Where am I? Left top. Where do I need to go? Left top. So that will be B3. And why are they equal to each other? Hier kom die afkortingkie. Hoekom is hulle gelyk? Want onder die lyn ewenwydig is oor eenkomstige hoeke gelyk aan mekaar. Kyk hoe kan jy van afkort. Oor net vir K, hoeke is gelyk. Corresponding angles are equal to each other. En jy skryf dit weer 'n keer oor, want ooreenkomstige hoeke is gelyk. Corresponding angles are equal. So vandag gaan ek net vir jou al die goeders wat neerskryf en dat ons dit bymekaar kan begin sit. Goed, hier is nou nogal 'n lang les vandag, maar jy moet net die goed afskryf en die volgende les gaan ons dan begin inoefen. So this is going to be a long lesson. Write everything down, and then in the next lesson we'll start exercising that. Want it is nogal confusing in die begin. It's a lot to take in one day. I want to show you the U. Ons het ons nou vir F. F was die ooreenkomstige hoeke gewees. E, can you see the U? So I made it look like this, because it doesn't have to be like that. There's also the U. Do you see it? Daar's ook die E. Maar juffrou wil dit nou wat lyk of dit F-E-N is. Alright. Daai twee hoekies daar is nie gelyk nie. Those two angles there are not equal. They are called the co-interior angles. Daai word die ko-binnehoeke genoem. Can you see that interior because it sits inside those lines? So you can also work here with those two. They're also going to be co-interior angles, maar dit is nie gelyk nie. Hulle tel op om saam 180 te lees. So die hele sin lees. As twee lyne ewenwydig is, sal die pare ko-binnehoeke saam 180 grade wees. If two lines are parallel, then the pairs of co-interior angles will add up to 180. En nou is daar 'n mooi woord vir dit. As ek sê goed saam is 180, kan ek sê hulle is supplementary. If I say they add up to 180, I can say they are supplementary. So alles nuwe woorde en nuwe goed wat jy nou moet begin leer. So gee dit 'n paar dae kans. Just give it a few days. Don't stress too much. We're going to practice this a lot. Die woordjie vir saam 180 is supplementêr. So as ek na die koopbinnehoeke kyk, dan weet ek hulle is supplementêr en dit beteken saam 180. So the co-interior angles add up to 180, or I can say the co-interior angles are supplementary, which means they add up to 180. So if I look at this and I say that A3 is 100, it means that B4, not after, B4, dis net 'n grappie. B4 sal dan hoe groot wees? Hierdie twee moet saam 180 grade wees. They're not equal, they add up to 180. So B4 moet 80 wees, want dit is ko-binnehoeke. Is nie gelyk nie. Hulle is supplementêr. Co-interior angles are supplementary, SUP, dit is al wat jy hoef te skryf. So dan gaan daai twee wees, want dit was nou my vraag gewees. Give me the answer, B4 was the question. So wat gaan die vraag wees? Just give it a chance, I'm going to give you sums, I'm just showing you examples now. So sien jy hoe werk die I dan? Now we need to get to N. Good. Just as the previous one, I never wrote 2 there. Daar moes 2 gewees het langs koopbinnehoeke. There should have been 2 by co-interior angles. The third thing that I want to show you, and I'm not going to give you homework because we're going to continue with this tomorrow, is the N. Nou, almal kon seker die N al gesien het. Do you see the N? So F-U-N. F-U and N. Nou daar sit my verwisselende hoeke en hulle is weer gelyk. These are not equal. So I'm trying to show you maybe like this. They're not equal because they add up to 180. Maar hierdie gaan nou weer gelyk wees. So as ek praat van daai twee hoekies daar, is hulle gelyk. Die naam daar, just for today I'm teaching you the names. So it was corresponding, co-interior, and now it's going to be alternate angles. If 2 lines are parallel, then the pairs of alternate angles are equal. As 2 lyne ewewydig is, sal die verwisselende hoeke ewe groot wees. Mense, luister raak rustig, ons sal môre baie meer sommetjies doen. For now wil ek net hê jy moet in jou boek kry. Just get this in your book. If you don't understand so well, tomorrow I'm going to re-explain again. So, we've got corresponding ooreenkomstig. Ons het daai twee hoeke is ko-binnehoeke, but it has to be interior, so it's got to be inside. Binnehoeke kan net hier en daar wees, het kan nie buitekant wees nie. Those are exterior. This is the interior ones. Maar die verwisselende hoeke is nou weer wat juffrou nou vir jou gesê het. When I said to you, left top, left bottom, right top. Selfde ding wat ek nou gesê het van regs bo, regs onder. Verwisselende hoeke, wat doen jy as jy verwissel? What do you do when you alternate? You do this and then that. So you do exactly the alternate of it. Jy doen die wisseling daarvan. So wat juffrou vir jou wil leer is, as ek byvoorbeeld sê B2, what is the alternate of B2? Left bottom will be right top. Luister mooi, verwissel. Links onder gaan regs bo wees. Wat gaan wees A2? Want hulle is verwisselende hoeke because they are alternate angles. Okay, just write it down. We're going to do a lot more. So for alternate angles, what did I say? Left bottom, right top. Right bottom, left top. Right to left and top to bottom, bottom to top. So as ek vir jou vra vir A4, which is the alternate angle of A4? Which one will be equal to that? Waar is jy? Where are you? Left bottom, right top. Links onder, sien jy? Links onder, dan moet dit hier regs bo wees. So right top would be B4. En hier skryf jy omdat dit verwisselende hoeke is, alternate angles. Remember in geometry you're always going to have reasons. So make sure you've written them all down. That F is for the corresponding, U is for the co-interior, and N is for the alternate angles. ooreenkomstige hoeke, co-binnehoeke, verwisselende hoeke en jy het nou alles neergeskryf. So you got a heap of writing. If you don't understand so very well, we're going to do lots and lots of exercises op hierdie goeders van môre af. Hoor, so jy het nie huiswerk nie, maak seker jy het al die goed neergeskryf. Probeer die idee kry, maar môre gaan ons mooi verduidelik. Just get an idea, write this all down in your book. Tomorrow we're going to really see where the alternate angles are, where the corresponding, where the co-interior angles are. But you see, it's going to be fun. Right?